All right, well, now since we know that this is about Facebook, Mr. Zuckerberg himself, and the newer sort of virtual reality, augmented reality sort of realm called Meta, the metaverse. It has had a long list of troubles since its conception, and I think those troubles are now catching up to it. Instead of, firing people effective immediately, Facebook has, I guess it is kind of nice that they have given a 30-day sort of period in order for the employees to either find a productive position in a different area of Facebook or move on to the next part of their life. I think some of us could call this trimming the fat, meaning there might be employees that are a little bit coasting along, maybe just having a job, getting a paycheck, but not putting in all the work. And so they're trying to get those employees to be moved out and kind of focus the remaining employees to be a bit more productive in making Meta better or making Facebook, different parts of Facebook better with their expertise. Yeah, basically this is effort to downsize, to put it bluntly. And we'll see what happens to the Metaverse project from here on out. So if you were gonna lose your job, right, would you rather have like a 30-day list that's like Facebook is doing right now, or would you just rather leave quickly, and why?
I'd rather have a grace period, just some time to get stuff together, organize a new CV, get applying and looking around for other jobs before I actually suddenly exit the company. I think every contract I've ever worked under here, Russia, Korea, has had a clause in where the company has to tell you either a month, 2 months, I think in England it was even longer than that, in advance. And vice versa. If I want to leave the company, I have to make it known 2 or so months in advance. But how about you, John?
Well, America is a bit more quick in a lot of ways. However, there is litigation that can happen if they are too quick with their firing and hiring and everything like that. So in general, companies do try to give a little bit of a grace period, although I wouldn't call it 2 months for most companies.
Not long.
Employees are usually not required, but typically employees will give 2 weeks notice or longer. I tend to try to do a month or so because I think it's just, polite, basically. Now, I talked about sort of controversies surrounding Meta, but I'm gonna ask you guys real quick because Meta may not be the most popular thing to a lot of people, and that's why it's not doing so well. Have you guys heard of Meta? And if you have you heard any of the controversies it's been through? I guess the controversy of Meta has been that it has continuously offered a subpar product, even in an age where VR has taken off in ways that we may not even be aware of these days. A really recent example is the Meta avatars recently got legs, which has been around for 20 years now, almost, in digital spaces. And they only got legs in one part of the metaverse, not all parts of the metaverse. And so people were wondering, why are we so far behind when Microsoft has done this with Xbox 15 years ago? So that has been one of the recent controversies. And yeah, it's just a string of them, and I'm not too sure Meta's gonna take off.
Yeah, it just seems consistently underwhelming, when other tech companies, it's so easy to wow us, the next iPhone, the next this, VR headsets, and I'm constantly wowed. How can the metaverse be doing so badly? I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, Facebook, it may not be doing so well themselves.
Well, yeah, it's showing. Yeah, the cracks are starting to show if they're having to shed employees.
Yeah. That's all the time we have for this article. Make sure to check out the vocabulary, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye.
Roster.
Roster.
Bluntly.
Bluntly.
Coast.
Coast.
exhort,
exhort,
feel the pinch,
feel the pinch,